you blow my mind. I know what I would like to do, but you just keep on talking. I see your dog needs walking. Hope drive you insane. I know, yeah, that's true. Of course, you ain't the one to blame. Keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking to me, but I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. I just wanna see you move. Yeah, I just wanna see you move. Sure, I like to listen. It's not like I don't wanna know. It's just that you've been talking to me 3 nights in a row. I think it's time to let go. Forget the past, just lose control. Cause life's too short, yapping. Come on and dance, come give me soul. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking to me. You keep on talking. You keep on talking to me. You keep on telling me your dreams. You keep on talking, but I just wanna see you move.
I'm a PhD.
I just wanna see you move.
What's going on? What's going on? We are back. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI. Very happy Christmas and Kwanzaa up in this beat. Yeah. Chim chimmery, chim chimmery, chim chimmeroo. In the chat room. Age, city, gender. Let's get it. Woo! Is that Santa Claus? No, that's Big Shirley. That ain't that. Big Shirley in the house. Somebody get Big Shirley some extra gravy. Big Shirley, you know you gotta wait till everybody make a plate. No seconds just yet, Big Shirley. Let the children eat first, Big Shirley. I don't get you a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
We know you a PhD. That don't mean you get a third helping.
I'm a PhD.
What that got to do with the food on the table, Shirley? On here. Got a little too much double. Big Shirley. Somebody want to share a plate with Big Shirley. We are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. What's going on, people? How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? Let's get the camera set up straight. I apologize. We're late getting started a little bit. Need to get things in focus. In focus. There we go. There we go. All right, moderators, you have the room. Welcome back to the last broadcast before the holiday, before Christmas. And I want to say a big shout out to the confident, intelligent, and assertive men out there. Thank you guys for riding with us. One love to the feminine, beautiful, inspirational ladies out there. You make this all worthwhile. I only ask one thing. That we keep the engagement, likes or dislikes, up over 50%. You know, hit that button either way. Let people know how much you like or how much you hate me. Either way, it works. If not, if it drops under 50%, you will hear this song. And if you don't want to hear all that song, make sure we keep the engagement up. Welcome, 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 welcome. So let me do this real quick before we get started. I'm going to turn the chat room to slow, because we're going to get into some what I consider to be good old times. Welcome to the goddamn Christmas roast. That's right, the Christmas roast. It is time that I finally roasted some folks up in this mug. I have spent all of 2020 not beefing, not getting in people's way, being a nice guy, trying to get along with people who have turned around, stabbed me in the back, talked crazy about me, done some of the most despicable things anybody could do. And why? Hold up. Why? Because they don't like me, smile in your face, behind your back, they stab you. And me, still trying to get along, take the high road. Like Michelle Obama said, when they go low, we go high. Well, you know what? That's proven not to be too dadgum effective in some areas. So, now it's time to get down in the mud with them. It's time to get down in the mud with them. So if you want to get down in the mud with them, do me a favor. Hit me up. Put a 1 in the chat room if you want to get down in the mud with these people. You want to go ahead and have a good old-fashioned roast. Fragrance of the evening. Cartier Oud Absolute. Candle. Francis Kirkjohn Pine. We have a lot of things over here. We had Oud from Gucci, from Cartier, from Tom Ford, from Roja Dove. And all of this is going to make sense. Who wants to get this roast going on? Let's get the roast. No, they expect you to always be nice. They expect to just be able to say whatever they want to say about you, and you're just supposed to take it. Why? Because at the end of the day, what is roasting? What happens when someone cannot defeat your argument? Say it with me now, fellas. You admit you can't deal with the argument when you go to stuff like ad hominem attacks. Ad hominem attacks, and for the people in the cheap seats, let's go ahead and put it up on the screen. Shaming tactics. Emotional devices meant to play on a man's insecurities or shut down debate. They are meant to elicit sympathy for women, demonize the men, and most of all, shaming tactics are basically ad hominem attacks. Ad hominem against the man. So just remember that when somebody decides to come at you personally, they've admitted they've lost the argument. But a lot of that has happened. See, in debate, in proper debate, the first person to do an ad hominem loses. But what we're used to is this working because we have typically seen people respond to public place. We know these things. On to them. What's going on? What's some of the biggest shaming tactics used by, especially by what we would consider to be is the video choppy on? Now, let's see if that fixes the problem. Hopefully that readdressed it. That better? Internet. What is going on? Let's do this as a backup then. Yeah, this is not a Kevin issue. This is a platform issue. This is an issue with YouTube. So we're going to have to wait for the internet to catch back up. Well, hit refresh. I rebuke.
So I stay and just repeat it now. Yeah.
I'm a PhD. 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 I'm a 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 PhD.
Shout out to the PhDs in the building, getting money uptown, downtown. We see you the independent way. Let's go, girl. And never mind the haters. Long as your cat insurance is straight, you don't need no mate.
I'm a PhD. PhD in the house. That right.
I know it's hard to find a man with value, so keep them bum niggas from around you. I see you, it's your world. Get yours. And no matter your weight, 6 figures, why not 7? Shout out to the FBI, CIA, the Manosphere, Kitten Samuels. We getting money uptown, downtown, and all around the world.
PhD. PhD. We back.
Gonna do when highlight catch an attitude. Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick. This song right here is for all the fellas out there taking care of business and making that money to provide for their ladies,
Making that money.
and to all the ladies out there. The fellas gonna need a little bit more than a big piece of chicken. If you got a good man and you want for nothing, and you want to keep that man, you need to learn how to check that attitude. You need to show some appreciation. You need to show some respect. Girl, all my fellas, tell your lady. Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love, you feel that? Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Baby girl, what's the deal? Got no time for freaking girl, you're acting mad. Never want for nothing cause I'm paying the bill. Sleeping all day, the house is filthy. No meal. Come on, girl, give me some feedback. Let me know what's good, what's up. Where's your head at? Giving me attitude, not today, girl. Read that. Strip off them clothes, I'm trying to beat that. Bed that. You're really saying not tonight? Not tonight. My blood is boiling hot, girl. You're getting me tight. Man. To the right, to the right. Don't let that door hit your ass when you leave. You talking like you hot, you not. Shorty, I know dime pieces. Trust me, you not. I can get a next chick, next one. Like Gucci said in the next 15 minutes. You ain't special, don't be foolish. Running around town like you rich, no, I'm rich. Without me, you wouldn't even have that. I'm Scrooge McDuck swimming in money. Hold my top hat. Park Avenue lifestyle, you love it. You're acting out of order, and now you're gonna lose it. You claim that you're in love with me, in love with me. You wanna be my wifey, be my wifey. That's looking pretty bleak, unlikely. You should've paid homage, girl. You fucked up, can't do it no more. I'm done. I'm fed up. Game over, clock ran out. Girl, your time's up. Get your things. Have a nice.
Shout out to the dude that made this song. Kiss the ring.
Bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Kiss the ring, bow to me, kneel for me, kneel for me. Pay homage to the king in your life. Wisdom and security, I give that. Devotion and honesty, I show that. Passion and love.
Come on, fellas, put the rings up.
Bow down, girl, you need to show some respect. Obedience and loyalty, I need that. Friendship and trust, I've earned that. Gratitude, appreciation, I deserve that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Come on, girl, you know you love it. Stop tripping in front and no shame to do it. All I do for you, bow down, kiss that. Pucker up, girl, you need to show some respect. Come on, girl, you know you love it. Stop tripping in front and no shame to do it. All I do for you, girl, you know you better kiss that. Bow down, pay homage to the king in your life. Come on, you know you love it. Come on, you know you love it. What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to them knees and show gratitude. Come on, you know you love it. Come on, girl, you know you love it. What you gonna do when highlight catch an attitude? Drop to the knees and show gratitude. Kiss my ring, chick.
Welcome back. Oh, I know there's going to be some people that's hot about that. Shout out to the two people who made those songs, the PhD remix and the Kiss the Ring. Hey, man, when somebody does something that's cool, got a little talent, I'm willing to put it out there. For sure, for sure, for sure. Kiss the Ring and PhD. So here's the thing. You ain't got to like the song. You ain't got to like the song, but disrespect the fact that somebody did something that you weren't willing to do. So I find it funny when folks out there always want to criticize some shit and you ain't done nothing. Don't criticize, do something first. So, as I was saying, back to the Christmas roast. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. All year, I've been being nice and polite, trying to get along with people, trying not to cause any problems. I've extended olive branches out to people who are known snakes, backstabbers, unscrupulous actors. I have tried my best to work with people who are hated, despised, detested for actual reasons. I have made it my moniker that I'm not going to beef. I'm not going to do all that stuff. But you know what? This last go round has shown me that that whole we go low, they go low, we go high thing, that sounds good in politics. But sometimes you got to get in the mud with people. Sometimes you got to get in the mud with people. And according to y'all want me to get down in the mud with folks. So let's get right into it. So we've already talked about what a shaming tactic is. We talked about public humiliation. When it gets right down to it, what's the biggest thing people want to hit you with when they can't defeat the argument? I want you guys to pay attention to what so many of my critics have to say about me. They never say that I'm wrong. They never say that I'm lying. The first thing they want to try to do is do something like this: charge of invirility. Question a man's sexual orientation or masculinity. A man's sexual orientation or masculinity is called into question. Are you gay? Is he gay? You're a wimp. That is like the baseline attack. And I've said it before. You folks are going to have to come up with something better. I'm a black man who makes his business in fashion and style. If you think you are the first person to throw out the quip about being gay, you got another thing coming. Let me tell you one thing. These things tend to come from two sources: men who can't beat you and women who can't get with you. Men who can't beat you and women who can't get with you. So for men, we understand where it comes from. Dr. T.S. Johnson already came through. It's the oldest knock it was. When a dude can't beat you, first thing you want to do is call you gay because he's trying to throw salt on you. So it's one of the weakest forms of dirty macking. But for men, we understand it. But for women, it's usually women who are attracted to you or men like you, but they realize that you are above them. You're out of their league. You wouldn't consider them. So it's like reverse sour grapes. 48 laws of power, disdain the things you can't have. Oh, he gay anyway. He gay. I've seen 350-pound women throw things like that out at me. So I'm like, it's time to get in the mud with them. Time to roast them. Let's start with the roast, shall we? Let's start with the roast. But before I get into the roast, we need to do a couple of things. One, I want to play something. I want to play something done by a content creator who does an incredible job at making content. He does an incredible job at making content. I want to play something. Or do I want to do that? Or do we just want to get into the roast? Do we just want to start cooking these people? We want to just start cooking these people. I think y'all want to start cooking these people. Oh, shout out to Jessica, the lady who was on the viral video. She was on another platform. She did an interview. It went very well. Congratulations to her. And funny thing is, I noticed that the person in the video with me, the viral, is far less bothered than all these so-called people trying to defend her. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. Pay attention to that. So when we get right down to it, we were off track, so we got to get back into it. It's a feminist shaming tactic. Shame, insults, guilt, the need to be right. Old stuff in order to get you to do one thing. Shaming tactics are emotional devices used to play on a man's insecurities to shut down debate. That's what it is. When somebody tries to shame you, they're trying to play on your insecurity. And see, as a black man, calling a black man gay is supposed to shut you down. You're supposed to come down off of giving the State of the Union speech because somebody on row 95 calls you gay. You're supposed to lose your mind and go kick their ass. You're supposed to kick their ass, go shoot them, have a straight up Boondocks N-word moment. Or you're supposed to, not me, that can't be, no. You're supposed to do all that other kind of stuff. But that's for weak men. That's for insecure men. I'm not one of those. You know what men who know who they are? What they do to it? They lean into it. You want to call me gay? Let's start with the roast of myself. Here are your boots. Pay attention, people. Here are the boots. It says Kitten on the heel. Everybody see those? These boots, these calfskin boots called Eblum calfskin boots with a horse bit chain on it. There they go. These are boots. Chelsea boots with nice appointments. These are the boots. And here's the box. These boots come from an Italian maker, Gucci. Now, if you know, like I know, there are 3 primary styles in men's fashion: English, French, and Italian. And they're all separated by different flair, different ways to go into the market. And being in my business, somebody who does photo shoots, who's a stylist, guess what? You have to be able to style in all of it. And you have to be able to try some of these things on. So guess what? Here's some boots. These boots were part of a fall winter collection from Gucci of 2017. Now, funny thing is, if anybody knows anything about Gucci, they kind of out there with some of the stuff. Here's the collection. Here is the collection. Matter of fact, let me minimize myself. Here we go. Here are the ones that actually have lizard on them. These right here are this one right here. In the back on, they say sucker. This has a tiger on it that has a butterfly on it. There are all kinds of stuff on these boots. Let's get a better look at them. There it is. That's a $5,000 boot from Gucci. Fall winter 17. And it's all about a theme. Every time somebody styles something, especially Italian, they have an overall theme. If you've ever gone to a runway show, some of that stuff is kind of outrageous. Now, forget the fact that, I'm an image consultant and I'm a stylist and I actually do editorial photo shoots, for more than anything else. We're just going to focus on the fact that you lost the argument so bad. I've actually had people resorting to try to divine things based upon boots and ties. I actually heard a woman yesterday, hand to God, I got to show this shit. Hand to God. I had a woman yesterday on Obsidian's channel claim that she has been able to read and understand me because of my tie. I kid you not. This woman actually go to Obsidian's channel. This woman actually came up there and made a 10-minute presentation talking about the fact that I wear a double Windsor knot and what a double Windsor knot implies, as if an image consultant doesn't know what a double Windsor knot is. Absolutely freaking insane. This woman went on the longest rant about a double Windsor knot. But here's the funny thing. All of your Beretta, Sherlock Holmes likability, you proved yourself to be an outright idiot. Because I don't wear a Windsor knot. This is a four in hand. But see, of course, the truth doesn't matter when you got a point to make. So there's a double Windsor, and there's what I wear. It's a 4 in hand. Sometimes I wear a double 4 in hand, but that's called a Prince Albert. But you know what? The truth don't matter when you got a narrative to spin. So let's go ahead and spin it. Let's look at these boots. Not the most masculine of boot when you look compared to English or even French, but that's what the Italians do. So I got to look at it and say, even when these boots were sent to me by Gucci, when I saw that on the back, that was one of my major problems. I was like, why would y'all put Kitten on the back of this? And I sat down and talked to one people in the creative design team. I'm like, well, one says sucker, one says ice lolly, the other says Gucci. I'm like, but who wants to, why just have nothing? Just have nothing. That's what the designer wanted to put on the back of them. That's and it worked the overhaul with his overall style. Now, forget the fact that these are extremely comfortable, very nice looking boots. Everywhere I've gone, people love these. All it takes is somebody on YouTube wanting to try to shame you, to try to turn a $1,500 pair of shoes into you're secretly gay. But you know what? You got a point. Kitten is not the most masculine thing to put on it. Matter of fact, it does look pretty suspect. I agree. You got it. I agree. That's why I tend not to wear them that often. I've worn them in a couple of shoots, and sometimes when I have particular outfits that lean a little bit more Italian, I'll pull out Italian wear. But see, that's somebody with style and fashion. But for people in the black community, it's like, any old argument will do. Oh, here's some. Same old Gucci boots. When I made the roast video of Minister Jap calling him out in the pink fur coat, the pink fur coat from Versace, I was wearing these. I guess if you wear suede boots too, that makes you gay. So let's notice the overall theme. Gucci makes what will be considered soft looking stuff to black folks, because if it's not a suit of goddamn armor or a t-shirt and jeans and some tennis shoes and a cap to the back, it's gay. But you gotta admit, it ain't that masculine. You gotta admit, it's not. It's pretty damn funny. So I laugh when I said, I'm like, well, yeah, you got a point. Even better. You want to see something even better? You want to see something that's really suspect looking in the black community? Those. Now, rappers can wear these. NFL and NBA players can wear these. But if you wear them, you're gay. Down the runway, these shoes come in Milan. If you don't like them, don't wear them. But you got to take the good with the bad. Most people would not buy these. But guess what? Gucci's not selling to most people. Matter of fact, most people that would insult these, Gucci could care less what you think about it. But you got to take the good with the bad. Furry slippers, not hella masculine. I mean, if you're going to go, I wouldn't wear these to the gym to go lift weights and get in there, to go to like do some deadlifts or some power lifts. I wouldn't wear these to go lumberjacking. I mean, this does not really communicate butch. But just because you have some shoes like this, that automatically makes you a homosexual. No, that's really not it, because I could pull up dozens of photos of your favorite actor, athlete, entertainer wearing similar stuff. But because they didn't say something that you don't like, they're all right. So the roast is not going to be of my critics. The roast is going to be of myself. Yep, I'm a roast myself. Let's roast me. Matter of fact, you get to roast me too. Throw all your shots out. Get all the stuff out. We're going to talk about the perfume. We're going to talk about the candles. We're going to talk about the man purses. We're going to talk about the boots. We're going to talk about the funny poses that we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about all of it. We're going to make a lot. We're going to have a good time. We're going to laugh about it, have a good time about it. And then we're going to move on. Because one of the major problems I see in the black community is we are too juvenile in our thinking. You got 30 and 40-year-old people, mid-40s people making elementary school arguments, making elementary school jokes. Funny, they are funny. But when the jokes are over, your life is still as miserable as it was, because you wouldn't be making the joke if you were happy. One thing I notice about happy people is when you say something that they don't like, they tend to move on. They don't tend to sit around and fester in your comment, especially when they don't know you, don't know anything about you. They don't sit around and fester in your words. They don't go to your content to try to get even more angry. They don't throw meetings with other miserable people to talk about you somewhere else. But misery loves company. So let's have at it. High fashion has a lot of suspect looking stuff in it. Cannot dispute that. Especially if you go Italian or French. My style personality of the 9 leans more European. My overall style tends to be this. Leans very English. This is what you see me in most of the time. But as an image consultant and a style personality, even when I work with somebody, you have to be able to understand which particular thing fits with them. There is nothing that I have put online or in public as a photo that I'm ashamed of. or else it wouldn't be up. So I find it funny. I can laugh. I can laugh at some of this stuff. Like, yeah, that does not look the best. Especially when people want to take a pose and say, well, that looks suspect. I'm going to tell you one thing, black folk. There's a lot of homophobia in the black community. And the funny thing is, I got to ask black women. On one hand, you like to call a lot of black men that you dislike gay. But on the other hand, you love gay black men. They're your makeup artists and your hairstylists and some of your best friends. I got a question to all the gay black men in the audience. Do black women offend you when they do that? I mean, seriously. Because I'm curious, how can y'all sit there with your gay bestie or your gay hairstylist or your gay makeup artist calling heterosexual men gay as an insult? Aren't you insulting them too? Just a thought. All right, so we've gone into the kittens and the suede and the fur, and guess what? It is funny. But with an extensive wardrobe of things that I take editorial photos in, different style photographs in, what are you going to do? But what I wear most of the time is this. See, I've even heard people start to talk about wearing a Tom Ford Windsor suit as being dusty. You got to do better than that, man. I mean, really, you got to do better when you can't. Anyway, let's move on, shall we? So that was Italian. And I'm going to tell you, Italians are far more, they're very bold. They're all about living life. The Italians their fashion is out there. But then you go to the other end and you get French. French is about the accessories. It's about making a statement. And when it comes to French, no one does it quite as well as Christian Louboutin. You know, red bottoms, these is bloody shoes. You see those spikes? It's a Christian Louboutin effect. Now, I've heard people call these sparklers. I've heard them called glitter. But this made Christian Louboutin a multi-millionaire, and he sells out of this stuff. Now, one of the things as a black man who makes his living in style and fashion, it makes sense to live in Atlanta, which is one of the style and fashion capitals of the world. It's the Beverly Hills of the South. Come down here, you see this. You see guys walking around in your man purses, straight up thugs, D-boys. See, you can't call everything gay just because you don't understand it. And that's really what it comes down to. A lot of black people are just ignorant. People I'm talking about right now, let me rephrase. A lot of the black people I'm referring to right now are ignorant. They don't know what they don't know. So what you don't know, or it's strange to you, or doesn't make sense to you, or you dislike it, you call it gay. But there's a reason why Christian Louboutin is one of the most revered stylists in the world, because of red bottom shoes, a design thing that made him become popular, especially in hip hop and athletics. Some of the most outlandish footwear. Christian Louboutin actually puts glitter, rhinestones, paisley, all kind of stuff. And you go to an NFL or NBA and you will see some of the biggest athletes in the world wearing some slippers. Shoes that I just showed. They gay too? No, it doesn't fit your narrative. So, because a man wears boots, which is, see, here's the funny thing. If we went back to the 70s, I firmly believe that most black women would have called the majority of the NBA gay. Clyde Frazier, Dr. J, all those guys, they would have called them gay because they wore turtlenecks, tight pants, boots, fur coats, everything else. They'd all been gay. So again, why is this important? It's not. I'm just going to highlight it so we can keep on moving. So the funny thing is, you can call stuff that you would call expensive or luxury items gay. But it's all because you can't beat the argument. So let's have a good laugh. So we've looked at the kitten boots and the suede shoes and the slippers with the fur. We looked at the spiky boots and the red bottoms. But let's look at what I like to wear more often than anything else. Tom Ford. Tom Ford is classic English and American style. That's it. 90% of the time, this is what you will see me in. 95% of the time. Black Chelsea boots. Black Chelsea boots, blue or black denim. A black shirt of some sort is my typical day look. At work, a dark suit or a pinstripe suit. My signature look. Now, these might not be your style, but this is what I wear most of the time. Now, here's the funny thing. When we're talking about shaming tactics, pejorative attacks, the truth doesn't make a difference. It's all about the laugh. So let's laugh. There are plenty of things in my wardrobe that I have, because I have an extensive wardrobe, that you can pick out and say, that looks gay or that looks suspect or I wouldn't wear that. But you shouldn't have a wardrobe like mine because you're not in fashion or style. So can we as adults actually start calling stuff what it is? I'm not a homosexual man. I don't have sex with men. Never have. And what I continue to say is, when you hear people say this stuff, you should actually laugh at them and say, come on, you got to do better. The only people that sit around and laugh at this stuff are people who are equally mad. And what you're both admitting is you can't beat the argument. I've got you so angry that you want to call me something that you know I'm not, just in order to make yourself feel better. So, why is this important? It's not. But I wanted to do a little bit of this for myself, because if you're going to roast anybody, roast yourself. There are some things that are suspect. There are some things that I don't even like. Some things that I've outgrown. The things that I may have had to picture years ago. So what? I take fashion risks. I take fashion chances. I'm in fashion and style. But you got to do better. Oh, well, wait a minute. It's not just the clothes you wear, man. It's sometimes those faces you make. And sometimes it's the poses. Okay. Yeah. Now, I've heard somebody say this. I actually heard a man say this. I've heard a man say this. And the funny thing, the man that said it and spent a lot of time behind bars and had both his ears pierced with diamonds in them. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm sitting up here in a well-cut dark suit, and you're sitting up here with your shirt off, your chest out, and both your ears pierced. Make that make sense. So, the appearance, the faces you make. Well, all right, let's get into it. Anybody you can catch someone and infer what you want to. You catch a picture of somebody made that gets published, they publish, it gets published, and you can infer what you want. I can show you better than I can tell you. So I guess Beyonce's a transsexual now. Beyonce's a man now. Right? Queen Bee? Oh. I mean, that is Beyonce, right? She did do that, right? Y'all gonna run around and call her a lesbian? A stud? Let's see. There were people who cracked on Beyonce for it. It was funny. But a moment in time. And that's part of the thing with being a public person. You got to kind of laugh at it yourself. You got to kind of laugh at it yourself and keep it moving. Hey, Don't they look like the all-American couple? And we're about to move on. But if you want to, you can find somebody doing something at any given time. That woman is pretty. She's an 8 in my opinion. And a lot of people don't like that I say that she's an 8, but she is, in my opinion. If you want to, you can call anybody anything you want to, but I find it funny that most of the people who have stuff to say about somebody are doing it from behind avatars who don't show themselves. But you got to admit, some of the jokes are funny. Kitten heels, that's funny. It is. They're not heels, they're boots, but you know how it goes. But can we keep it? You made the joke. Ha ha. It's funny. They're kitten heels. He got on boots. A real man like myself wouldn't wear boots. He'd only wear Jordans and a t-shirt and smell like a pound of butter. Okay. You're a real man. I'm not. Okay. That's how you think. Oh, all right. Could buy and sell your ass, but doesn't matter. Yeah, that's a low blow. Light flex. But see, that's not even the point. The point is you're supposed to make the joke and keep it moving. But you're supposed to make the joke. Make the joke. But you're supposed to turn around and beat the argument. Beat the point. You don't just sit around and sit on the joke. You don't talk for 3 hours about a pair of boots when there's so much more. But yeah, you do when you know you can't beat the argument. Now, oftentimes what I would do is instead of going at critics or people like that, one of the things I find that's best is if you have a point to make your point. And if you're factually accurate or the truth or speaking truthful, the truth can stand the light of day. The truth will actually be the best defender. You don't have to defend yourself if you actually have facts, data, and truth on your side. Let's see what I'm talking about. Let's see what I'm talking about. So shout out to a brother on the channel, Mediocre Tutorials. I love his content. I love his content, and he does some of the most balanced stuff that I have seen. But in one video, I think he did a great job encapsulating a 360-degree view of this entire Your Average at Best fiasco. I don't need to litigate it. All you have to do is listen to the data the information that's already out there. There's nothing new that needs to be added. Nothing new that needs to be added.
I honestly want a six-figure guy, is what I'm realizing.
And ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. I don't have a problem with hypergamy. Understand something. Women want you to be able to pay the bills. All of them. One of my most insightful questions I ask women, do you want to have to pay substantial bills after you're pregnant? And after the 6 months of asking that question, I've had 2 women say, I don't mind. That means across the board. Do you want to have to pay substantial bills? They tend to want a man who is in that top 10%, $100,000, to their top 5% or even 1%. And they're used to hearing mother, goddess, queen, the black woman is God. And they're not used to hearing such a direct message. And the picture says one thing, but the message is another. Horizontally, look it up and see what that sister was saying. She was prophesizing what's happening right now. Black media right now, there is no black male media run by black men for black men. The best you have is Ebony Essence, Madame Noir, these things, and they have a large female base because women support. Women spend 73 cents out of every dollar. There's a media, there's an economic component to telling your market what they want to hear.
The missing link is black women. The black man has been dissected, examined, the white man, the white woman, and the black child. But it has been us as black women who have never been examined.
Pay attention.
We have been protected. We have been insulated. We have been kept from any kind of criticism about our personal behavior in the home and outside of the home. And we have been given the false compliment that we are the backbone of the black nation. We have had that rumor that we are the backbone of the black nation because it has served to make us think we were better than the black man. Let us take a look at what we as black women have produced while we were allegedly backboning the black nation. 1 in every 4 black males between the age of 20 and 29 is in prison, on parole, been arrested, or had some bump with the law. Over 50% of our prison population is black, male, growing, and female.
Talk to him.
We have more black men in prison than in college. 6 out of every 10 black men between the ages of 15 and 44 are unemployed, in jail, got some disease, homosexual, on drugs.
Talk to him.
73% of all the black men in prison were raised by a single black woman in a home with no man. 80% of that 73% suffered child abuse in the home, victimized by the mother. 1/3 of our children drop out of school before they graduate. Over 60% of our households are headed by black women who are single, divorced, separated, or widowed.
Pay attention.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay, average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one.
I'm just like, women don't get it. Like, you need to swim in your lane. You know what I'm saying? Swim in your lane. Yeah. Mr. Pope don't mind these stretch marks. Mr. Pope don't mind this little bit of cellulite. You know what I'm saying? But there's men at certain levels who date at certain levels that is, you know, physically speaking, they're used to perfection. Yeah. And right or wrong, I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm not saying that's right. It's just reality, you know? Back to apples and oranges. Mm-hmm. This is not boyfriend material. This is not husband material. This is that F-boy dude that you just play with. But that's not how women think. They don't think like that. So they don't categorize these guys like this. And this is what I saw in matchmaking. They're coming to me wanting that guy with all the other intrinsic values of being faithful and loving and kind and all the other stuff they're looking for that wasn't in that guy. Wow. And I'm like, you're looking for Superman. That doesn't exist. And if it does exist, he doesn't want you. He has too many options and he doesn't want you. Or he's been married for 20 years because he got locked down a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but that is a real experience to where the human mind has the ability to have like one experience, and now that becomes the standard. That becomes the new norm. Yeah.
What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay, so that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
A major rite of passage for every male mammal is to provide and protect for a female and her young.
Listen up.
Now, certainly we know that the black man has been denied that opportunity.
Listen up.
He has not been allowed to qualify to protect his woman or provide for them. They have told us that the only provision that the black man is qualified to give us is one of money. And we have made finance the major focus of our relationships with them. We have made the one thing that most of them don't even have be the criteria. We have been taught that if they do not give us money, that we are not to even allow them to be a father to their child. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, then he is not qualified to tell us what to do. We have been taught that if he does not give us money, that he doesn't have any rights in the home. It's whoever is making the money who has the rights.
The majority of people out there are not top 10% men and top 20% women. The majority of people are just average, everyday good folks. We have lost the ability to do relationship, and we'll gain the ability to do relationship when we actually start looking at ourselves as, am I a good catch for that person, rather than what can they do for me? Coming at it very selfish versus very selfless. Why can't you just get a man that's an average guy? Women are survival. Yeah. And the thing is, women realize that there's a survival thing that goes along with men. In Japan, people are dying by themselves. It's called kodokoshi. There's a whole thing going on to where people in their later years are supposed to be cared for by the family and extended family. No country is set up to have older or elder care fall on the responsibility of the state.
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
In all fairness, there were both men and women saying he's being brutally honest with her. We need more of that. He's being brutally honest. No, he was being disrespectfully impractical. First off, because he didn't even really listen to her question like that.
They take on the black feminine female emotionalism.
You don't even know if they really like women like that. If they're attracted to any woman. I'm not even being funny. I'm just being real.
Pay attention. We have daughters who grew up in a home where they don't see any affection, where there's no man there. They go out into the world and try to mate. They don't have no idea how to be no woman to no man, how to function in a house with a man.
Like, she wasn't so much saying that she wanted a six-figure guy. This is at least my perception.
I honestly want a six-figure guy.
You should never gauge or judge your standards or base your standards on how beautiful you think you are.
There's a difference between being pretty and being gorgeous. Oof. You know, a lot of women will be like, I'm pretty. I don't understand. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. I'm pretty. Like, yeah, you're pretty, and you're pretty with your clothes on. Yeah. But there's women who are drop dead gorgeous, butt naked. Yeah. You know, and women don't understand that there's, from a visual perspective, there's this spectrum for men. You know, there's like levels to this. Yeah. I learned, and what I'm speaking about really comes from matchmaking, you know, because I would deal with very high net worth men, and they want a look.
Like, first off, we all ugly to somebody, but you should never do that. Why? Because if you say, well, you know what, I'm this amount of beautiful, therefore I can have this type of guy based on my current physical features.
Women use to say, oh, I got him with this sex, right? Men use money. Yeah. So money is this equalizer. This men get access to women that they would never have access to because of money.
That's so true.
In the interest of being brutally honest, I would tell her straight up, like, you don't need to be looking for no dude that's making six figures. You need to be looking inside yourself for the part that is still broken from past relationships, that's allowing you to get talked to by this dude like you are just a dog. That's the first and foremost thing that you need to do.
So what is your advice for women that...
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
Shout out to the brother Mediocre Tutorials. What else needs to be said? Two of my most major detractors, in their own words, as he said at the end of the video speaks for itself. Ladies, what do you want? Do you want a man that you have to contend with, or do you want to... Jordan Peterson has asked Kathy Newman this question. What responsibility do women have to men, their boys, other men? Well, it depends on what kind of man you want. Do you want a man that you have to contend with, or do you want a man that's an overgrown child? Men are stepping in, speaking their own truth, using their own voices and saying what they want. And what this last month has proven is many of you women are saying you want one thing, but you're having an adverse reaction when it shows up. You want to be pandered to, told what you want to hear, stuff that soothes your ears. But ladies, in 30 plus years, has it worked? You can call me whatever you like. You can question me and my marriages and my sexuality and this and that. It's not going to change your outcomes. And every time you do that, you're just admitting that the truth is too much for you to deal with. That's what you're ultimately doing. We've actually had people doubling back on themselves like an Ouroboros snake, starting here and eating their own tail to come back full circle to, you're saying the same thing I'm saying, except I'm just standing on what I'm saying. The people that pander to you, you need to look around in these areas and see if you see any single, eligible, available men in these spaces. If not, that's your first indication. If no single eligible, productive, competitive, successful men are coming out in support of these spaces that you go to, if they're not supporting these content creators, then it doesn't matter whose bona fides is longer, who has more books, even who has more money at this point. Because at the end of the day, I will challenge any of my detractors, put it on the wood. I will put my results against yours in the light of day in front of the marketplace and let people decide. Make all the sassy ass videos you want. I don't even know if you like men. I don't even know if you like women. That's childish. I expected more, honestly. I'm rather disappointed. Especially considering that I've never come at either one of those two people in anything other than a respectful manner. Because that's just who I am. Like right now, give them the chance to roast the bejesus out of anybody. I chose to roast me. Because guess what? It ain't about me. This viral video ain't about me. It's about us in the Black community and the dysfunction that's at the core of our relationships. And if Dr. Phil or a white man needs to come tell it to you, then go listen to a white man, but do something about it. Who the French toast do you need to hear it coming from for you to get up and do something about it? See, as though a black man apparently ain't good enough. It's a black woman, white man, white woman. Who do you need? Because at the end of the day, they're going off about their business and you are about to spend Christmas by your damn self. Excuse me, not by yourself. Well, who is this guy? Who is this guy? What makes you... Who? That's the first, another thing we always want to do with a black man is when you want to question me up and down. What qualifies me? What qualifies me? Why should you listen to me? You know what? I'll do you one better.
You know, I'm going to share with you all a personal story that Mr. Kitten Samuels has played a tremendous part in. So I myself, I was done dating in America. I had gone overseas and I got treated so well about those ladies over there. I was like, I'm good. I sold all my cars. I was waiting for my oldest son or my youngest son to reach the age of 18. I was going to send their butts off to college. And I was out of here. Just gonna sell this house that I'm in, and I'm out of here. You know, I even decided not to put a pool in because I'm like, I'm going to sell this place. So nevertheless, end up talking to you probably back, I don't know if it was May or July, in one of Obsidian Mumia Ali's chat. And I think that was our first time having a conversation. And you said, you know, we talked for a little while. I'm like, yeah, I heard you, I heard you kicking butt over there. And so nevertheless, long story short, you invited me to join your Facebook group called The Mix, right? And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I'm not trying to join your Facebook. I'm not trying to go on a date. I'm headed out. I'm going overseas. I know what I do. I'm good, right? I'm straight. Why would I try to hook up with one of these Americans? Lo and behold, man, I put it a month later, because, you know, I'm like, I'm not doing this. So a month later, what I decided to do, I put my post up, because I'm like, let me at least do this. I'm going to put my post up. So I put my post up. Man, did you know within about a week, I met this beautiful woman of Dominican descent who is Ivy League educated. And man, you know, I don't want to give it all
I'm
away.
a PhD.
But man, I went to see her. I took that flight, right? And hung out, had a great time, man. And come to find out, she's feminine, beautiful, intelligent, hardworking, everything I wanted. So I'm telling you now, and this is my first time making this public announcement, man. It's because of you that I met my soon-to-be fiance, and I intend to. There's no big secret because I've already told her. I said I intend to propose to her in the next 3 months or so. It doesn't take that long when you know what you want. And see, here's the cool thing about it, Kevin, because I've lived in her home country, and even though she's American, I understand her culture. I even speak Spanish, and so because of that, it's a perfect match. So, you know, she and I think for the first week or two, we just spoke Spanish to each other. So I owe that to you, Kevin. Thank you very much. So what you're doing is working. You definitely explain to these ladies what their options really are. You definitely explain to men what they should value in a woman. So kudos to you. And it's a beautiful story. I appreciate it. You know, people who don't believe that what Kevin is, he's telling you the truth. I'm telling you, I would have rather been alone than to date one of these, what do you call them, women in the danger zone? Is that what you call them? Rather be by myself.
You see, next year, I'm gonna do my best, like the old Jet Beauty magazine. Yeah. I'm gonna do my best to promote a healthy couple every month.
Right.
And by and by, I'll tell you what, before too long, I'm going to end up finding mine just like you. But see, this is what I think we need to do in the community. Give, then ask. Keep putting our best out there in front of each other as a potential option, and then just let nature sort it out. I mean, the stuff that's going on in that group, the mix, imagine, Dennis, just imagine if a fraction of the black and the love machine in this black community, if they had just put a fraction into trying to make stuff like that, what a difference it would have made with all these platforms and all these minds and all these books. It took a guy forming a Facebook group on top of the other 10 plates I'm spinning to see your story and another brother's story who they actually had a falling out. And I actually, you know, talked to both of them. Now they back together stronger than ever, going on down the path. And I'm like, you know, and I'm like, don't worry about me, the messenger. While I'm like, we can do this. And when it's right, it's right. So that's a good thing. To see, here's the thing, Dennis. When people who've given up all hope in themselves.
When I gave up, trust me, guys.
No, but you had hope in yourself. But see, that's why I said.
Oops. We lost Kevin for a minute. Kevin, are you still there? Let's see if we can get Kevin. But basically, I had given up. You know, I was done with relationships. Yeah. So I'm sorry, you're back. Go ahead, Kevin.
I was saying, when people give up hope in themselves, see, I can understand giving up hope in the market. When people give up hope in themselves, that's something different. And what I'm saying is, I'm cool with the people like you and I who maybe could just wash their hands and say, I'm just done with it, but I still know what I'm about. There are women out there like your lady friend who can come along and rekindle that fire.
Yeah, man. I mean, the thing is, man, okay, so here's the thing. I'm paying all the bills. You see what I mean? I don't want to look at the house. You know, I want cooperation, I want beauty, I want good. And for a lot of American women, it's like, well, you know, what are you going to do to earn that? I already earned it. That's why I was working from 8 o'clock in the morning to 2 o'clock in the morning to have what we have to live this lifestyle. So why do I have to reprove myself to you? You see what I mean? And if you want me to reprove myself to you, there's the door. Matter of fact, you won't even get in the door. So when I meet this young lady, it's just totally, and honestly, here's my thing, man. I think there's people, you're a truth speaker. You see, and that's the part that I love the most about your broadcast. You speak the truth unabashedly, whereas most people, they benefit from misleading people. They make money from selling people dreams. Dreams eventually fail. And so you're speaking to these same people and you're telling them the truth and they are responding to it. And I think that's what makes you so much of a threat, because there's a big business. There's a big business behind misleading people, continually having them buy these books, having them show up at these different meetings, lying, girl, you're 250 pounds, he should accept you how you are. Again, I don't do relationships, but I recognize the truth when I hear it. So
there's a lot of money that gets made on people being on heroin and methadone, and there's an entire industry behind all that. The police, the attorneys, everything involved in that, versus people who decide to get off of it and then taking like maintenance medication where they can just live in life. We have to make it to where there's not as much money in the dysfunction as it is in the quote unquote solution. So, but see, the good thing is one story like you and your lady friend goes a long way, man. And I haven't said anything about it, but you can say it now, man. Huh? Yeah, I wanted to save it until. But you know, you're here, and I believe you can take this right now. And I'm a story. I was done, and everybody knows I was done. They've seen my TV show. They see how done I was. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And so to have that actually work for me, you've actually made me a believer. You know what I mean? So continue doing what you're doing. You're doing a magnificent job. I support you. I know the vast majority of my followers support you. I think that what you're doing, you are definitely doing God's work, you know, and I appreciate what you're doing out there. So, you know, our support to you from Dennis. And I watched your shows, especially when you had those brothers over here, and the brothers talking about some of the things that they want. And I think what's going on is now women are finally starting to, you know, this whole CV-19 has something that nobody could have forecasted, and it's made people slow down and listen. So I believe that we're just scratching the surface of what's possible, because the women have really started to listen, and that's all you can really ask for, is just to listen and have a conversation and see what happens going forward. So that's a good thing. And with you brothers doing what. All right, so, you know, I don't want to get too long into this, but that's what I want you guys to hear. Number one, ladies, that's a multi-million-dollar attorney. Not a 6-figure, not a 7-figure, an 8-figure. In 1 week, found somebody in a group that I put together. I said what I mean, and I mean what I say. If somebody who's not qualified to give any advice, he ain't married, he's not qualified. Okay, well, if I can get those kind of results, where are all the people who got shit to say about me? Don't talk about me. Put it on the wood. Where are the married couples? Where are the couples? Where are the men, not the women? Where are the men who are willing to stand up and say, I found my woman because of Kevin? Because you already saw Brother Andre Hatchett. He was on the Clubhouse podcast on Wednesday, and he's already been on this channel. That's 2 black men who found 2 black women in under 6 months. free of charge in a Facebook group I just threw together. But yet you selling books and telling women, and you selling courses and seminars and calling people gay and questioning me and saying I'm so mean and you feel so bad. Where are the results for these very women you say you care about so much? Oh, that's the problem, because you don't have the ear of men. Men don't trust you. Men don't value what you have to say because you're not advocating for the men. At the end of the day, women control access to sex, men control access to relationship. Like it or not, the men are out there. Men in general, black men in particular, want to find women, want to find wives. You've been told, ladies, that they don't exist. I just showed you 2. What did he say? I'm paying all the bills. Go look up Dennis Sperling yourself. So stop worrying about me and my kitten heels and my purse and my slippers and all this other shit, and worry about your broken ass. Worry about what's going on in your life. But see, that's what the people who want to talk crazy about me don't want to get to. They got nothing for you. And even if you don't like what I have for you, at least you can sit back and say, it's the truth. Eat the meat, spit out the bones. But no, instead, most people just want to No, that's not you. It's not you. Forget them. They all wrong. Left finger. Is there a ring of a man of value? Because if I have men like that following me in my platform in these spaces, who do you think is making up these 7,800, these 10,000, 14,000 people watching? It ain't women. 80% of my channel is men. And they're watching how you ladies move, how you ladies speak. So when 30% of women say that there are no marriageable men out on the market, but then you have 82% of men saying no marriageable men, ladies, when are you going to start listening? So you can judge what you want to, but judge me on my deliverables. Day in, day out, week in, week out, I get up on live and talk. My critics, they would not dare to get on live 3 hours a day, Monday through Friday, because they would be exposed. They would not dare get up and take calls from men. I would love to see that. I would love to see some of my male detractors get up and take phone calls from men in front of everybody. Since it's so easy, since it's just lights and a show and entertainment. Oh, let's see. I believe what I say. That's why I can do it convincingly. I believe what I say and I act on it. That's why I can sit back and say, it's funny, roast myself. It's all good fun. Let's have at it. I'm going to open the call lines. If you want to roast and get your insult out and call me all kind of gay and everything, whatever you need to get out of your system, to all the anger at me, get it out of your system. And then can we move the French toast on? Can we finally move on to the business of getting serious? Will that be enough for you? Let's see. Let's see. Get on with the get on. Shout out to the CIA. One love to the FBI.
Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. Money work. Si me quiero educar, dormir en algún lugar, un lugar para trabajar, y si no hay para emigrar. Todo money, money, todo el dinero. Solo un par de gente se lleva el botín entero. Funny, funny, pasa verdadero. Si tienes lo verde siempre llegará primero. Pero llegaremos antes o después. Solo a lo suyo, que Dios te lo ve. Que por más que tarde lo veré caer. Somos más lo bueno y tenemos fe. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo fue. Money work. world. Yo digo las cosas como son. No quiero ninguna aceptación. Tampoco vengo a pedir perdón, porque mis sentimientos se volvieron la canción. Yeah. No me vale mucho como tú me ves. Sabes, tú me llegas solo a los pies. Para mí ser grande es un interés. Ser un buen humano para mí es un deber. El dinero ya lo veré. No vendo mi alma, lo lograré. Seré el más grande, no olvidaré de dónde vengo ni cómo voy. Money work, yeah. El mundo quiere dinero, yeah, yeah. Money work, se arregla con dinero, yeah. Money work, de corazón. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Yeah, yeah, de corazón, yeah, yeah. La plata no te hace ser feliz. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Yeah, 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 yeah. Money work. Money work.
Let's get to it. So, ground rules are simple. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. Like I say, anybody that's a detractor, whatever platform you're watching, I just want to hear, I want to know one thing. Where are the marriages? Where are the engagements? Where are the people who watch these platforms standing up to make a video and proclaiming that because of this person, I got this outcome? You got people who've been on this YouTube writing books, got channels for 10 years, and I have yet to see one relationship. Got a lot of shit to talk, but not one. And in particular, not one man standing up saying, I found my woman. And that was done on a live video. The two men I'm talking about, they did that live in front of people. It wasn't some pre-recorded, edited, scripted in studio testimonial promo. That was real. So, you want to judge me versus my detractors? Judge the outcomes. Those are the outcomes. If you're not going to show yourself, who are you? Mitchell? Last name Mitchell. Please get on camera. With the pink room. That's you. K initials KM. Please get on camera so I can see who you are. Nope, you can't speak. I want to mute you till you get on camera. No, if you want to get on. See, here's the thing. Here's how this works. If you want to roast, that's fine, but you got to at least stand up and you have to do it face to face. Yeah, dude. So, you got 3 seconds before I let you go. Exactly. There's somebody's wayward son. All right, here we go. Nia. I think that's another reason some of my detractors don't like me is because, you know, I'm not in their business according to them. I'm an image consultant. Who are you? Who are you? Well, if you're the pro, why can't you produce relationships? See, I normally have kind of fell back. Well, why don't you produce them? Hello? Huh? Okay, what do you got for me? You got to turn off YouTube in the background. You got to turn off YouTube in the background before we can do this. Yes.
Okay, what is the name of your the site you saying on YouTube? I mean on Facebook.
My Facebook group?
Yes.
It's called The Mix.
The Mix. Okay. And how do you join?
Well, you have to go on the Facebook and answer some questions and get in line. There are questions you have to answer and you have to get in line because we go through and actually read the questions, look at the profiles, and that's how it goes from there. Why are you interested in joining?
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
What would you like to join? Why would you like to join? What outcome are you trying to achieve?
Well, I would like to be married in a year or two.
All right. Let me say in the chat room, who has a disagreement? If you have a disagreement, put it in the chat room. Are you working with anybody right now?
Oh no.
You have any children?
No children, no.
Okay. Well, now understand the Mix is not a matchmaking site. I mean, I mean, it's a networking place for men that are there, but women are a welcome guest, and there are plenty of relationships that have happened. These are just the two that publicly have talked about engagement. So, do you follow any other platforms?
I follow this lady named April Mason. Are you familiar with her?
I've heard of her. Yeah, I know her. I don't know her personally, but I've seen her platform.
Yeah, but that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's how you join. Did you have anything else?
No, actually, I'm a flight attendant, so it's I meet guys all the time, but I just never follow through with calling, going on dates or anything like that. So.
All right. Well, you got to do that. You got to put yourself out there. All right, Ma. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Black conservative. You're gonna have to. If you disagree, I'm gonna need a photo or something. Because I'm not down for the trolling tonight. Let me do this real quick. Unmute yourself. Hello. What's your first name? And how old are you? You what? What do you have a disagreement about?
So I don't know. I just think that.
I mean, are you married?
Well, no, I'm not. But I'm just
Do you
saying
want
my
to get
sister
married?
got married at 36.
Okay, but again, that's really not a disagreement. I mean, your name is Naima. Hold on.
No, it's Naima.
Naima.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Somebody has to win the lottery. Is it a good investment strategy?
What do you mean, for him to have married?
Well, let me see if I can. You're 31. Someone has to win the lottery. That means multiple people can play, but is it a good retirement or investment strategy? Playing the lottery. Is it sound? Is it practical? Is it logical? Is it smart? As an investment strategy.
Not really.
So would you tell women that it's a sound, smart, practical strategy to be 36? Or how old is your sister? 36?
Yeah. Well, she got married at 36.
Would you tell women that it's practical for them to go have a child and be middle-aged and try to find an orthopedic surgeon?
See, I'm not saying that women should go do that. I'm saying my sister did. And I know other women that are.
But that's not, but again, I asked the question. See, a disagreement means you got a better way. And just because you have an anecdotal experience with your sister, I'm saying, would you recommend your sister's path to most women?
I recommend women to find
Would
love.
you recommend your sister's path to most women?
I recommend women to
Would you
find
recommend
love.
your sister's path to most women? See, that's a yes or no question. Then you can say what you
Yes,
want.
you know what?
You
Yes,
would?
I do.
Then you sound absolutely crazy. This woman is telling you, ladies, I recommend that you get middle-aged and have a kid and then try to go find a surgeon or wait to get married. This is what passes for advice for women. I want you guys to pay attention. This is a woman who defines herself as black conservative woman. That's fine. But ladies, this is what you have been told for 50 years. When men are openly saying they don't want women that come with children. But this woman would have you believe that it's possible. It's so possible that really it's not a downside because it happened for her sister. That's what you're telling women, ma'am.
I'm just saying it's possible. You made it seem like it was impossible.
No, I did not make it seem like it was impossible. I said men don't want it. See, here's the thing. I have a question for you. Did you go to college?
Yeah, I did.
All right. So I'm assuming you're an educated woman. If we're talking about probabilities, why is it that women like yourself seem to be so concerned with absolute values? Meaning that just because it's possible, is it probable?
It's probable because it's possible. I just
No, it's
don't
not.
want women
No,
to
ma'am. See, those are two different things. Because something is possible, meaning it could be a 1 in 1 million shot. But see, probabilities are greater than 50%. See, that's just a matter of logic, facts, and mathematics. Those things don't change.
Well, what about
ma'am, can we agree on no. Can we agree on that before we move?
Yes, we can. I agree with you on that.
All right. Then if the majority of men say they don't want or prefer women not to have children, why would you tell women that it's probable that they can find a husband when men say they don't want these things?
Well, I don't know. The circles that I run in, all of the guys that are well-to-do, they have average wives.
Okay, see, again, I'm not asking about the circles you're running in. I'm talking about the okay, ma'am.
I'm just saying.
You could have anecdotal experience and that's fine. And average wives, but when did they marry those average wives?
I don't know. Bill Gates married his wife when she was almost 30. I mean, it's not, I'm just saying it's not impossible.
Okay, well, then good. Then I tell you what, I hope you don't make your investment strategies based off the same logic. Because Bill Gates finding his wife, you ladies like to find, how about this? You're working very hard to find the exception. What's the rule? Is it a rule that women in their mid-30s with a child can find successful husbands?
I'm going to be honest. At 30 years old, I've never.
Is it the norm? Is it the rule? Is it or not? Yes or no?
I guess it is the rule.
No, it's not. I mean, no, it's not. No, it's really not.
Wait a minute. I misunderstood your question. What would you say? What was your question?
Okay. I understand that women like to believe in hope. Do you want to be married? I mean, but the thing is, ma'am, what you're saying makes no sense when men are saying they don't want it. What you're saying, listen.
Is it black men?
Oh, Jesus. You know what? I'm not gonna do this over now. Your objection is noted. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you over the fact that if you think it's possible, that's good. Act on that. All right. And this is what goes on, folks. This is what goes on. This one would rather go back and forth instead of just say, you know what, men don't want that. And I'm going to act on this. I'd rather go ahead and act as if we know it's... Nope. Lulu, go ahead. Lulu, go ahead. Hello? Hello? Yes, your first name? I said, what is your first name? What do you got for me? Huh. Well, um, yeah. Well, you can have a different of people can have a different point of view, but
The first name is Lulu.
okay. Oh, you must have YouTube playing in the background. That's why you're
Okay,
not.
hold on. Let me try.
Okay. I am not the story. So people can be upset, but where's the outcomes? I don't understand. You guys are. I'm gonna try to get through some of these calls, man. But you guys gotta make sure your microphone's connected, and we're ready to go. Let's see. Bubble, bubbly bubbles. You came on the other day, and you your microphone did not connect. So if if your audio's not connected, I can't do anything with you. He got these women shook. I don't. I got people who don't even watch me talking about. I'm like, that's fine, but I mean, they're running an algorithm, making money. That's what it is. I mean, talk about me. That's fine. But then what? Hello. Hey, yes, your first name. What do you got for me?
And you are being very disrespectful to the Black culture.
Well, you know what? My black mother, who I came out of, doesn't see it that way.
She agrees with you. She's married.
Again.
What's her height?
Hold on.
What's her dress size?
See.
That's what you like to do.
See, here's the thing. I also said one. Okay. See, you've already ran off the trail. When I just said one thing, you're going to try to go into, well, what's the height, weight, dress size? I said my mother agrees. But instead of dealing with that point, you want to move the goalpost. See, this is only going to go one way. I'll be nice to you if you're nice to me. But if you think you're going to do this, it's not going to work. I'll just move you on. Are we clear? I'll give you one more chance before we continue to move on. Yeah, I mean, just have the conversation, man. But don't try to come for me like that. When you say that I'm disrespectful, I'm sorry, ma'am. The black women that found their husbands don't find it disrespectful. There are thousands of women who agree with me. And well, what's shocking to me, man, what's shocking to me is that women like yourself think you know better. What's shocking to me, Jesus Christ. What's shocking to me is women like yourself think you know best for every black woman.
I know this. I could say the same for you. I know a lot of high.
No, ma'am. I said what's shocking to me is you said you're shocked by those women. Are they not free to make up their own mind?
And I'm free to think it's shocking.
But you're free to think it's shocking. But then here's the thing. That's fine.
Here's the thing also.
No. I have a question for you.
All right.
Oh, if you don't want to have the conversation, you can go.
I do. It's just that I know.
Well, no. Well, then I have a question for you. I've addressed your things. How did you find my content?
Honestly, me and my sister laugh about it.
No, I asked you how you found my content.
My sister referred me. We laugh about it. But
how did you find my content?
Well, I listened to Shira 7.
That's a level up channel. That has nothing to do with. I don't discuss level up.
I've heard you discuss level up.
No. I don't discuss level up. I don't talk to women about leveling up.
You talk to men. You told men.
That, I again.
Get yourself together.
Again? Yeah, but that's not level up. That's be a man.
Okay.
See, what it sounds to me is though I've asked you how you found my content.
I just
And you
told you
said,
my sister.
okay, you said you and your sister laugh at it, but here's the thing: if you don't like it, why are you watching?
Because I'm a black woman
But
and I
what does that have to do with anything?
I'm trying to answer you.
But you're a black woman, okay? But what is it? You're a woman. If you don't like it, why you
I'm a black
watch?
woman, and you said a lot of derogatory things, and it's just shocking to see that a black man who came out of a black woman who may have a black daughter is behaving like this.
And again, all this shaming tactics, shame, insults, guilt that need to be right, that
Is
won't
it
work with me.
shameful? You identify it as shameful.
No, I agree. I'm talking about what you're talking about, trying to use shaming tactics. That's not going to work with me. You keep saying black daughter, black mother. They don't have any problem with what I'm saying. And get on to the point. See, what you find is there are people who hate watch me. And they have nothing.
Talk your shit.
They hold on. Go ahead, ma'am. Because you keep
I want to talk to you. Stop muting me.
Well, don't tell me what. No, don't do that.
I know. I would like to.
Well, first, no. See, no. Why do we? Here's the question: why, as a black woman, do you watch somebody that you disagree with?
It is a fun time. It's fun. This is hilarious to me because I know a lot of high value men, and they do not go online talking about.
Really? Where do you know? Where do you know them from?
Etc.
What do they know? Really? Where do you know them from?
I know Christmas. I'm getting 2 Chanel bags that cost $14K. I know that high value. Yes.
Yeah.
But
okay.
I know a lot of high.
Anybody who watches my content knows why she's where she is. You can say whatever you want. I know how value Pookie, Mookie. Okay. You know how value. It's amazing that all these faceless women who know all these high value men who buying them all these 14th. Never see this stuff in the real world. You can't make this shit up. I swear to God. Yeah, I'm not going to deal with the fantasy and delusion. So knock yourself out since you know all these high value men. I wonder why you people are so unhappy. You watch a platform because, like it or not, I'm telling you truths that you may not want to hear. Bria. Unmute yourself. Your hand is down. Lower your hand. Ask to unmute. Bria? All right. She's not unmuting. And I need you guys to ask yourself a question. And for all the ladies who may have thought that was rude, how many women, especially women who truly know men who are productive, competitive, successful, high value men, would tolerate or put up with a woman with a personality or communication like that woman I just talked to? She doesn't even realize that those two things don't line up. So what I've noticed is there are many women who are starting to call high value whatever you want to. There's a difference between a guy who makes some money and high value. But high value men don't tolerate masculine women. They simply do not. So, Bria, last shot. All right, Bria, we got to let you out because you're not here. Oh, look who's back. Go ahead and unmute yourself. First name. What can I do for you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? No. What can I do for you? What's the question you have for me? Because I didn't claim that. I didn't claim this. I didn't claim what you claimed. So no, ma'am. See, here's how this is going to work. I didn't claim what you claim. Ask your question because I know who you are, and I really have little to no patience for you. You should not be here. Hold on. You don't get to just talk. You don't get to just talk. Okay. This is why you're not here. See, right. Yep, you're right. I'm sorry. Did you ever get married to that CEO that was dragging you along? See, you got other problems to worry about other than coming onto YouTube channels. Lady, you got problems. And here's the funny thing. Women like her think just because they sit here and call you gay, like that's not going to bother me. So-called high-value women who are being traced by CEOs who troll Solo and Donovan and all those other people. Lady, you got issues. Because women who really have something going on don't go around men that they don't like. They really don't. Let me let you folks in on a secret. A lot of these women tell on themselves. And here's the problem. So many of you ladies are used to lying to one another. Women who are truly happy, high value, feminine, don't operate like a lot of these women who contact me, who are triggered by the things I say. So I'm just like, all I do is hold up a mirror to a lot of these people and let them show themselves. And the one thing that a lot of these women don't like is to be seen. So the first thing they do is try to attack you because you're showing them to break the mirror. It's not going to work. All right, if you have a disagreement, raise your hand because there are too many people in here. And I don't have time to be doing this all night. Raise your hand, please. I'm screening the calls. For sure, I'm screening the calls. Nope, I'm not going to just allow people to come in here and say whatever they want. No. You have to qualify to speak to me. You don't just get to talk just because you want to. If you have a legitimate disagreement, that's fine. If you just want to sit here and say, you're gay, we've already addressed that. That doesn't work. Find somewhere else to go. Especially if I've already talked to you. There's no way you should be back over here if I've already talked to you. Where? I don't want to say your name. Hello? First name. What do you got for me? Okay.
Have children, and you say to them to give the child, you give them some options, and one of the options is to give the child to the father.
Okay.
And so I kind of cringe on that because I'm a mother myself. I'm a wife. I've been married for almost 12 years. Next month will be 12 years. And I just can't imagine to do that.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do women make better parents than men?
Oh. Well, see, my situation is different.
No. Listen, ma'am, I asked you a very simple question.
Okay.
Do women make better parents than men?
Are we talking statistically?
I'm just asking your opinion, ma'am.
Well, statistically, no.
Okay. So, according to what you just said, women statistically don't make better parents than men. So, if I'm asking women to give custody to the sex or gender that makes a better parent, why do you cringe?
Because I don't think that's natural.
No. If it okay, in the best interest of the child, would the best interest of the child be to be with the person that makes the better parent?
Yes.
All right. So if it would be in the best interest of the child to be with the person or gender that makes the best parent, I don't understand how you can make a nature argument for the detriment of a child. I cringe when women think like you, who think that a woman should just have the child because she gave birth, even if she does not make the best parent. I cringe at that logic for the outcome of the child.
But see, there was one particular.
You can't just skip past that, ma'am. You have to acknowledge that that's what you effectively said.
Yes, but then no.
No, that's just the inverse of your logic. You said you cringe when I tell women as an option to give the child to the father. But by your own logic, fathers statistically make better parents than children. The better outcome for the child would be to be with the parent that be with the person that makes the best parent. And if statistically that's men, that means men should have the children in the first place, and women should have to get custody from the men, according to your logic.
Oh, well, hold on now, Kevin. I didn't say.
But see, the thing is, you did say it. You did say it. You just didn't use the words I said. See, you strike me as one of these women who believe because you carry the child and how all this natural nurturing bond, that the child is your property and the child should be with you. And that's simply not the way it should. That's not even the way it works.
No. Because I'm raising my children with, in a 2-parent household.
Right. So I get it.
I can't tell you as a single mother because I've never been one.
I didn't say a single mother. I said a parent. I didn't make that distinction. But why do you think that? So here's the thing. Why do you cringe if you think statistically men make better parents?
Well, I think I cringe, and I'm going to tell you why. I can't think of her name. She's on Basketball Wives. And I used to watch Basketball Wives. She's a wife of a basketball player. And she did the same thing. And now that the child is an adult, there have been some storylines. And
ma'am, are we actually trying to make parental decisions based off Basketball Wives? I mean, seriously?
No. I was just using it as an example.
That's a pretty poor example. We have so much data, and it shocks me that, no offense, ma'am, as a married woman, that you would go to a storyline on Basketball Wives. That's troubling to me. I gave you the floor to say what you want, and you went to Basketball Wives. Seriously?
Yes, I did use that as an example. I did.
So just be honest with me. Just be honest. If you and your husband were to split, who do you think should get the kids?
Oh. Well, see, I'm not gonna speak that because my marriage is
but that's the point. Well, you are, and that's the whole point. See, you're supposed to marry before you carry, so this is not an issue.
That's true.
But the problem is, prior to 1945, when there was a divorce, the children went with the father.
Oh.
Before no-fault divorce came along, the woman left with what she came with. But now women can we have a 51% divorce rate, but 80% of divorces are filed by women. Why? There's a financial incentive for women, and human beings operate on incentives. But you just said yourself, statistically, men make better parents. Look in the Black community. We have an 80% out of wedlock childbirth, meaning 8 out of 10 Black children come up in single-parent households. True or false? Is the Black community better off today in 2020 than it was in 1950? Why? In 1950, we had an 80% marital rate. We had 2-parent households. We have actual almost 50 years of single-parent rule in Black America. And look at what it's wrought. We need to try something different. If we're not going to have marriage, men should be a parent. That's an option. But you ladies don't even want to look at it as an option because because most of you women look at the child like it's yours, and it's not. I said most women. Ma'am, you cannot tell me that most women don't speak of children like it's theirs. Even when they're married, my child this, my child that. I've been in church too many times when you see married couples and the mother or the wife is talking about the child in the singular. Not our, it's mine.
I have heard that. Yes, you're right. I have heard those.
I get why it makes women cringe, especially good mothers. I do. Because it's like I could not imagine being in my child's life. Well, if that's the case, you pick a man that you want to be with and then you submit yourself to a greater thing other than your desires.
Yes, now that I do agree, and
but if that's not the case, and the child has to go somewhere, would it be better to go with the man or the woman? And the data is pretty clear.
I guess it's just the mother in me that I just
all right.
can't
So you have
imagine.
a son?
That's all.
Okay. So if your sons had children, had children, and for some reason he and the mother split, you knowing what you know, you would still say, nope, son, let the child go with the mom. Or would you tell your son to fight for his child?
Oh, no, fight.
Oh, well, that doesn't make any sense.
Because that's my grandbaby.
You out of your mind. See, you're not even, ma'am, you're all in your feelings. And you're in a logical circle. I just used your words. Come on, ma'am. Because you know what you're saying doesn't make any sense. It's a feeling. And that's fine, but we've made too many feelings-based decisions. That's why what I say is an option. It's not the only option. The better option is to the better option is to not have a child with somebody you're not married to and stay in your marriage, not leave. But the problem is we don't do relationship well, so people leave when the temperature changes. And then it makes a messy situation. But, all right, ma'am, I appreciate it though. Gotta get to the next call. Have a Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
You too.
Merry
now.
Christmas.
I mean, I get it, ladies. I get it, but they're not your kids. Simone. Hello. Is your first name Simone? How old are you? What do you got for me?
That I have for you, I hear you speak about over 30 with children, high value men don't want women that have those qualities, and you often mention with children. But I guess I get a little triggered sometimes when I hear you speak about this because I don't have children. And a lot of my friends in my circle, we're professional women, we're in our mid-30s, we don't have children. So it's like you make it seem like if you age that you are like you lose value as a woman.
You do. Make no mistake, you do. And I don't understand. Listen, I'll let you speak, but ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Any product loses value as it ages in general. Are you honestly telling me that you don't think that you, as a 35-year-old woman, you should have the same sexual marketplace value as a 23-year-old woman?
I don't desire to have the same sexual marketplace
No.
value.
I'm asking, do you think that those things should be equal?
No.
What should be different? What should have the higher?
I mean, I really don't look at the sexual market value.
But that's the problem. That's the problem, ma'am. We do. Men do.
As far as what? Her body?
Hold on, Rose. Slow down, and I will tell you.
Okay.
Ma'am, there's a truism here. Women control access to sex. You control access to who has sex. Men control access to relationships. If what you're saying is true, why do men who have resources and are well off, who divorce or break up with a relationship, tend to get younger women. Why don't they tend to go ahead and get older women or women their same age? Men tend to get younger women worldwide, time immemorial. True. We know this.
Okay.
So it seems to me that you may fall into a cohort of your friends who are professional, educated, successful women, but you're competing against 25-year-olds and 23-year-olds for the same men. And the men have preferences just like you do.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, Kevin, and I hear you, and I'm out here and I see what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still just, I just don't like that message to be put out there for women to feel like there's already enough pressure.
Hold on, man. Let me stop you right there. I don't make women feel anything. I think the truth.
Okay.
I think the truth needs to be out there. I think the truth needs to be out there because the truth wasn't told to you and a lot of other women. The truth wasn't told to you. You were told, go out and get your degree, girl. Put your head down, work, get your career, and then when you decide to, you can decide to one day later on get married and have kids. That's what women were told. And
You're right. You're correct.
And you were lied to because that's not what men want. When all you women are turning around, you're looking around and you're not finding the husbands because they don't. If given a choice, a man tends to want a younger woman, especially the more he has. So what you're at odds with is evolutionary biology and nature, and you cannot argue it. And that's what pisses so many of you ladies off because you're educated and smart and you know that it's the truth. You just don't like it because it's past you. You can't undo time. My question is, what are you doing to address that reality?
I'm working on myself. I work out.
Okay.
I was in therapy. I read a lot of books.
Okay.
I listen to a lot of different, avenues for information so that I can.
So let me ask you, how old are you? 30 what?
I'm 35.
So if you had heard somebody like myself at 25, what difference would it have made?
It probably would have made a big difference, honestly.
And there you go. You don't want younger women to hear what you didn't hear because you're out here competing with them. But it's not me, ma'am. You didn't get the information. I'm sorry. You got Steve Harvey and all these other relationship gurus telling you that it ain't you, it's the men. I get it. But it's not fair to expect. See, what you're effectively saying is don't tell these young girls that. They may win. And don't tell these older women that. They may feel bad. What I'm saying, at older women, in my personal opinion, you should not lose to a younger woman, all things being equal. The problem is all things often are not equal. What do I mean? Older women typically lose to younger women straight off the bat on the fitness thing. If you're not your fit best in your mid-30s, you cannot expect men who do not value your career, your job, your money, and your education to start valuing that over hotness. But if you are at your fit best, you should be able to outmaneuver a 23-year-old because your body, your mind, your accomplishments, you should be able to bring things to the table a 23-year-old can't bring to the table. All things being equal.
Well, I mean, that's to be determined. But I just it's just the ageism. I just don't like that.
Ageism?
It's just the value. I just don't like it.
Okay, ma'am.
Women can be beautiful.
Well,
in their 40s.
Ma'am, but you're an educated woman. It doesn't matter. 2 + 2 is 4. It doesn't matter if you like it or not. That's one thing I really don't understand is why so many educated women think that they can change facts just because they don't like them. How about this? There are a lot of men that don't like the fact that you ladies want men over 6 feet. There are a lot of men who don't like the fact that many of you women, especially you educated women with your PhDs,
I'm a PhD.
want men who make more than 6 figures when only 13% of the population does that. See, you ladies often have your preferences. You don't give a shit what men think about them. Men have to suffer with them. Men have to go out and get, you don't like that I make over 6 figures? Whatever. Whatever. Men have to go out and get better. But see, somebody like me is coming along and telling you, but the men that you want, they got preferences too. And that's what you have not been told. And I'm sorry you haven't been told. But there are a lot of books, a lot of seminars, a lot of people who profit from keeping you guys, quote unquote, deluded. So now in your mid-30s, you're hearing this stuff and you feel disadvantaged. But it's not on me because I'm saying it. Go get angry with Steve Harvey now.
All right, Kevin, I appreciate it.
But did you hear?
Thank you.
Did you hear the brother that said he found his wife?
Yeah, I heard his story. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that happened as a result of me too. Them people who tell you what you want to hear, where are those relationships? Because the women that come in my group, if you think you hear something over here, well, you think they hear over there. But they're finding men. 7 couples now, and I'm not a matchmaker. Ain't that something?
Well, that's wonderful.
But there's something. But the people out here matchmaking in general are telling you ladies what you want to hear, but they're not producing anything. I'm telling you what men are saying, and you can just act accordingly. That's all I'm saying.
And I'm taking the information and I'm applying it to my life and my choices. So it's not that I don't hear you. It's just
it sucks.
I don't know. It does.
I know it sucks. Look, sis. I make no bones about it. If you were Generation X, I feel even worse. Women in my generation were lied to, and I see a lot of. I've said it before. I see a lot of professional, successful women that know in hell they should be single, but we were lied to even more than you guys. Go back in the 90s and look at some of those movies in the 90s and you will, yeah. But at 35, you still got options. And it's better, I think it's better to know what the market is and then make choices accordingly than to not recognize what the market is and be frustrated when you don't get what you want.
I understand.
Appreciate it, sis. Have a Merry Christmas.
All right, you too. Bye.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Ladies are mad or upset that let me see. Tavia, they got a disagreement. I get it when ladies are upset, but I didn't do it. Tavia, I think it's Miss Richards. Okay, well, let me go ahead and put you back. Okay, let me go ahead and put you back on you. No problem. Hi. Hello. First name. How old are you? What do you got for me? Do you have a disagreement? Do you have a disagreement? Okay.
Education, like get my master's, I feel like somebody who's making like around 35K at the age of 28, I don't feel like I have enough to offer a man, especially during this time when the economy is so bad. I don't feel like I have enough to, help with the finances. And I just feel like I'm in a sticky situation because I'm also aging. I feel like past this
What's the
year,
disagreement, ma'am?
COVID-19.
What's the disagreement?
Don't you feel as if women should have more education to help and like more prospects to help men during this economy?
What do men want?
I feel like they want an ambitious person that has, some money.
Okay. Have you ever asked men what they want?
No, but I do watch the mgtow videos.
Okay, all right. MGTOW are men going their own way.
Oh, that's true.
How old are you?
28 years old.
So at 28 years old, you're telling me but hold on. I would think an intelligent thing, especially for someone who has a master's, would start at the source. You don't know.
Oh no,
what,
I don't have a master's.
okay,
yet.
but
I
you
only have
but
a
but here's the
bachelor's.
more important thing. You don't know what men want.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. Now you're
I
going
don't know.
on.
What do they want?
Well, this isn't a disagreement. So wrong show, but in general, here's the thing. Men want cooperation more than anything else. They want cooperation and they want women who are curious. And the sad part is your age, you should know what men want. But now you're out here making decisions in your personal life based upon an assumption about what men want. That can't end well. You need to find out what the kind of men you want. Okay. That really wasn't a disagreement. That was I need a consult disguised as a disagreement. I don't like that. iPhone. Unmute yourself. It says iPhone. Hello. Hi. I can't hear you. I cannot hear you. You got to unmute yourself. There you go. Say something. Nope. Can't hear you. Do. All right. Well, that's not working. Who is this on here? Unmute yourself. Try again. Hello. Still can't hear you. Still cannot hear you. Okay, we're going to put you back in the waiting room and maybe you can pop back in. And when you pop back in, push call in using internet audio. All right. Bubbly Bubbles. Unmute yourself. Hello. I am well. What's your first name? Bubbly? What do you got for me? What happened? No problem. What do you got for me? Okay.
I think you are refreshingly amazing, and I thank you for pushing the masculinity that's needed. And that's it.
Appreciate it, Miss Bubbly Bubbles. With your bright smile.
And
all right.
I'm actually an FBI.
There you go. Well, come back around. And next year, are you single?
Yes, I am.
I'm profiling single bachelors and bachelorettes weekly on my channel next year.
Okay, and I also joined the mix, so accept me if you can on Facebook.
Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Let me just say some of the stuff I've been seeing. Guys, you're going to have to do better than we've already had the fun. Ha! You have healed. Look, if all you want to do is say, you look gay, I think you're a sissy, go over there. It's not going anywhere. I'm not going to have a conversation with you based upon lies you're telling to yourself. And no matter how much you want it to be, it's crazy to think I'm going to let you in my place talking crazy. I get it. You want to come on this side to get a quip in so maybe somebody will come listen to you. Go grow your channel or your platform the old-fashioned way. But we're done with that. And you look kind of crazy at this point. Still trying to hammer this point home. All right. Let's see. All right. So I have a few more minutes. Only people who can have a disagreement. Raise your hand if you have a disagreement. If you don't have a disagreement, it's because there are like 24 people in here. I cannot filter through everybody. All right. In Scarlet. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Yes. What's your first name? And what's your disagreement? Hold on. What is the danger zone? What do I define the danger zone as?
As an area in which a woman should make a decision quickly.
Why?
Because the fertility rate is dropping and competition is getting stiffer.
And why? And where would that correlate to in men?
I guess that's what I was trying to figure out, because
no, men don't have to worry about a fertility rate.
Okay.
So there's no danger zone for men.
So we have maybe a financial fertility rate in terms
But
of
that's not what I call a danger zone.
Okay.
Okay. What's the other one?
And then well, I guess it was kind of a second piece which you already answered, but you know, at what point as a single father, you know, raising young children, is it time to just kind of hang it up and put it to the side and focus on what I need to focus on?
Depends on how much money you got.
I mean, I have enough to, you know, take care of my boys through their, you know, their single age, so enough to take care of them through college, but not to set them up after college.
The rules are different for men and women. Always have been. Women want men for resources. Men want women for cooperation, their youth, their fertility, and childbearing. So you're trying to make the rules be the same for men and women, and they're not. If you have your kids, I can't tell you when to hang it up and focus on being a father, because that does not sync up with women. We're different. And that's one of the problems in this country. We've tried to make men and women like interchangeable pieces, and we're not. So thanks for calling in. We're not interchangeable. The rules are different. There are double standards. iPhone again. Let's see if we can get you to do this. All right, try again. Hello? Hello? Speak. She just muted herself. Lord have mercy. Unmute yourself. And hello? Speak. Yes. Hi. Your first name. How old are you, Stephanie? What you got for me? How can you please a value man? This isn't a disagreement. This is supposed to be a disagreement. Can't do that right now. It's supposed to be a disagreement. Come on, ladies. Yeah, and some weirdo stuff going on over there. Celat, W initials SW. Yeah, you need to mute the YouTube in the background. Yeah, it won't work. So when you get your sound together, you can go ahead and Say something else, but that won't get through. You're not gonna troll me. It won't make it to YouTube, so don't waste your time. Let me go ahead and mute you. All right. What do you, first name? First name, yes. What do you have? How old are you? Okay, what was that noise in the background? All right, so what do you have for me, Selena? Okay. Oh well, it is what it is.
Nowadays, we don't really believe in marriage.
So what's the disagreement?
That is a disagreement.
No, it's not a disagreement. That's an opinion. That's an
in
opinion.
marriage-
No. Hold on. My delivery is your opinion, and that's fine. You're entitled to it, but it is direct, and that's not really going to change. But what's the disagreement? You disagree on what? Marriage?
Yeah, because I don't really believe in, the whole point of getting married.
Then don't. Then don't. Don't do it. See how simple that is? Anything else?
I can't really hear you, but
No, you don't agree in the concept. Then don't get married.
that's exactly what I'm doing.
Congratulations. That's not a disagreement. Who said you had to do any of this stuff?
Because you're making it seem like
No, I didn't make shit seem like anything. I didn't make anything. I didn't say 100% of people got to do that. That is not true. Go show me the time and date stamp on the broadcast where I said that. Thank you. Some people just want to argue, just talk. They just want to talk. Well, you're making it seem like we gotta get married. Durka. Go ahead. Shannon, go ahead. Shannon, is that your first name? How old are you? What's the disagreement?
When they're married.
I didn't say they should stay. I didn't say it's 100%.
Because I remember one of your shows you were
Hold on. Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah.
What did I just say?
You just said you never said that?
No, I said I didn't say that's 100%.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Have you ever had anybody cheat on you?
Yes.
Have you ever been married?
No.
You have any children?
No.
Talk to me when you've been married and have kids.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Well, no, see, at 24, you need to see a lot of young folks need to understand and actively listen. Just because I'm talking to one person doesn't make it your situation.
That's true.
Okay, so what's your question?
And her husband was steady cheating on her. Do you think she should stay with that person?
Yeah, I don't do hypotheticals.
All right, that happened to my mother.
Well, I don't do hypotheticals, and you don't know what happened between your mother and your father, or your mother and whoever. We need to stay out of our parents' relationships and worry about our own. Hypotheticals keep us in trouble.
No,
Seriously.
That's what happened with my parents.
Okay, but you don't know what happened. You know your mother's side. Okay, you're 24.
I do know what happened between them.
All right, really?
Yes.
Let's test this. What age were your mother and father married?
26 and 27.
And what age were you? Were you born after they were married?
Yes. No, I was born before they were married.
Right. So did you sleep in the bedroom with them?
No.
Are you honestly sitting here trying to tell me you think you know what happened in the context of their relationship?
Yes, because I've seen
How
when
is
my
that
father cheated.
Okay. ma'am, you witnessed it, but you don't know. What I'm ultimately trying to say is this. If you've been in a relationship, you know what happened between you and that person. Me, your sister, your mother, your cousin, your father, as outside people, can witness it, but we can't know what happened.
Okay, but you had an outside
No,
child with another
okay,
woman, and the girl's my age.
okay. Again, I'm trying to tell you that your mother and your father, I ain't saying you have to like it, but they have nothing to do with you.
So
What's
you
going
don't
on?
think that
What? No,
impacted
ma'am.
my
No,
life?
ma'am. No. What's going on in your life? That's the important part. Your mother and father are doing what they're doing. What's going on in your life? That's what I thought.
Nothing.
Exactly. And did this affair that your father had did it give you some sort of trauma?
Well, you can't really trust men.
Well,
That's what
no. Well, you can't trust me. Well, again, this is another thing that women have to do. That's your father, but your father is your mother's man. Stop judging your mother and father's relationship like you were in it. And at 24, you should be worried about your life. But here's what tends to happen. So many of you young ladies don't have lives to where you start worrying about stuff that ain't got no business to do with you. Feminism, colorism, this, that, picking up all kind of issues. Get a life. And if you need therapy, get therapy. But don't go make up issues to fill your free time. That's all I'm saying.
You have to move past it. That's true.
And there's no simple way to say that. There are people who will coddle and say, well, I'm just telling you that this doesn't help you for looking for issues. No one's perfect. And when I say when a woman or a man has infidelity, especially if they're married and children, you need to exhaust all options before you just leave, because that comes with problems too. Relationships are messy. They're complex. They come with no rules. So just going through hypotheticals is a waste of time. Appreciate you calling and have a happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.
You too.
See, a lot of people tend to find that they don't disagree with me. All right. So here's where we go. Here's the thing. The people keep talking about my tone. You need to get used to my tone. You need to get used to a man's tone who's direct. A black man whose tone is direct. This is where I say, men, you need to start speaking your truths. Because if my tone is so shocking, I know how we talk to one another. But far too many of you guys, when you get around women, because you're trying to keep the peace, you have women believing that men don't say the things that we actually say. That works against us, guys. That works against you too. The truth is the truth. The truth is the truth. And the thing that went viral was between two people. That woman is unbothered by when that thing was over. She wasn't sweating it. I find it funny that all these women got so angry when the person that I talked to ain't bothered. That's why I said it's not about me. But instead of going to talk about what upset them, the actual reality of life, you want to make it about me and the situation and this and that. Da, da, da. Put a fork in it. It's done. If you don't like it, don't like my platform, don't like what I have to say, go elsewhere. You have permission to leave, but you don't have permission to just sit over here and be angry. Well, you can sit there. Honestly, you can sit there and hate watch me all you want to. You can make response videos. You can do whatever you like. It makes me more money. It makes my searches go up. And you're sitting here making videos about somebody that you don't like. This is why I say therapy is so important. Is that a really good use of your time? All right. I don't see anybody who has a disagreement. But like I said, this was the roast. We roasted myself. Oh, let me show you some other stuff. Show you some other stuff. So it's like boots. You like boots? I love these boots. Boots with skins. Some people love them. Some people hate them. The thing about it is this. You don't have to like a person's style. Matter of fact, like this woman who called in. This woman called in. She got 50 million wigs. And if that's your style, man, fine. But you're so busy trying to tell men what they should or should not do. You cannot control a man and make them cower, tower, or bend to you. I find it interesting that a lot of the attractors, especially some of the women, I'm like, weave, eyelashes, makeup, and all this other stuff. And I'm like, all right, that's your preference. I could sit around and turn around and do that too and argue with you about that, but it's stupid. Deal with the argument if you can. The thing is, the takeaway is the people who talk about the personal can't deal with the argument. So just laugh at them. Just laugh at them. Laugh at them, laugh at them, laugh at them. That's what I do. I say laugh at them. Laugh at them and move on. And for those folks, we have this too. Here we go. The PhD remix.
This is the remix. The PhD. Like, you know, if you have a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
This is the remix.
Laugh at the people who make these silly arguments and always trying. Did you see? He actually had on a blue shoe. That's what you should do. That's what I do. Every time they say something goofy like that, just be like, really? That's all you got? Did you see he had a Windsor knot. A Windsor knot is associated with devil worship in the Illuminati, and he sacrifices puppies to feed the Blue Jays. Ooh, I don't like Kitten Samuels. Did you see how he walked and he had this thing on? He got candles and perfume, and I think he likes being and You still single and alone and miserable. What's that gonna change? Ooh, you can roast and you can snap and you can insult people. Whoo, you got him told. You said all the stuff you need to say. And when you turn the lights out in your house by yourself, time is doing this to you. Time is doing that to you, saying, goddamn, you wasted another day of your life arguing evolutionary biology and inevitable. Arguing some stuff that ain't gonna change nothing. Everybody else moving forward with life, moving on, and you just sitting here making a snap damn fool of yourself, getting animated and flustered by somebody who ain't studying you. So much so that he decided to crack on his own self. So, here you go. Here are your kitten heels. Since you want to call them heels, these are boots. And they say kitten. Yeah, it's pretty funny. And they're comfortable as fuck. And I love them. Hope you can get you some. Oh, come on. Seriously. Wait till we bust out the fur coats. We gonna give them something to talk about. I'm really gonna give them some pull out the scarves and this and that, and gonna just get mad. Oh, did you see it? Did you see it? We saw it. See, we're on an inside joke. You and me, we're laughing at them, sitting back saying, what? He's gay. He's freaking gay. He looks gay. Doesn't he look gay? He looks like he like boys. Look at him, sissy, lip-wristed, moist. You're like, You put that much thought into it? Did you see his pocket square? That pocket square is what gay guys wore in the 1700s. That is a signal to other gay guys to meet them in the parking lot for some man love. I'm like, are you serious? Your argument is that weak? You got this much time on your hands? I pissed you off that much? Freaking gay. Laugh at them, people. Laugh at them. Take this as a lesson. When somebody comes at you, when somebody comes to your neck, don't give it to them. Laugh at it. Lean into it. Don't go low. When they go low, you go high. You just sit back and say, hey, that was funny. That was funny. Oh, that was a good joke. Oh, man, you caught me. But you keep on moving because that's what a secure human being does. A secure person does. They don't feel like they have to go out and address everything that's wrong. Everybody ain't going to like you. Everybody ain't going to agree with you. Nor should they have to. But you keep it moving. You keep it moving. And you do this all the way to the bank. All the way to the bank. All the way up to search results. All the way up in your career. All the way up your high value status. All the way up your increased feminine asset. So this is what all you pick-me's do. All the women who are calling you pick-me's and pick-meishes, and because you may agree with some of the things I say, and they want to call you a bed wench and this and that, and you just sit back and you laugh all the way down the aisle. Laugh all the way down the aisle with your pick Misha and pick Brad or whoever you want to. Laugh at them. Because think about when you were a kid that you said that dog on the corner. That was a mean dog. That dog had like a chain around his neck. And you'd ride your bike by and you'd be terrified. But the loudest the dog is ever going to be is when you're right there. You just keep on moving. Next block over, the dog ain't that bad. 2 blocks over, 3 blocks over. Sooner or later, the dog is just... That's what the dog is. Sooner or later, way, way, way down the chain. That's what you have to put these people. Put them in your rear view to where they don't make a sound. They ain't bothering you, and you ain't bothering them. I mean, yeah, the dog still barks, and, you know, he looks ferocious. But the funny thing is, those dogs end up getting old. They get worn out. Like, dang, I used to think that dog was something. Now it's just like, Oh, we got to do this. We got to do this. Let me see if we get it right. Here we go. You ready? You ready? You ready for it? We're going to end the show in just a minute, but let's end the show on a good note. Let's do it this way. Hold on. Laugh at them with yourself. Let's give them one again. Come on to all the haters. Come on to all the haters. Let's do it one more time for them. You ready, guys? Good shit, man. Good shit. Good shit. Happy holidays. Merry happy Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. Hope you guys stay safe. Travel well. Don't get in any trouble. Don't let anybody bother you. Dang, Wita was late. Don't get into any have some conversations at home. I'm quite sure when I get home, a lot of my relatives like, oh my God, what is going on with you? This is going to be fun, 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 fun. And then we get back and do this all over again. What is going on here, man? So, there we go. I'm sorry. That's it. I like, are you serious? Yeah, man, I'm serious. That's what you do with them. That's what you do with them, fam. You don't let them, you don't sweat it. You just keep on moving and doing what you got to do. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. They hate it. I started to do the little Damon Wayans 2 snaps up and hated it, but I would have got a copyright for that one. So you can put that one in there too. Hated it. As we get up out of here, people, it's been a good year. We'll be back after Christmas. But till the next time, you know how it is. Peace. We are gone. Shout out to Mediocre Tutorials.
In this moment, yes, I cannot say what's wrong or right. No, it's not hard to fool me. No, 'cause I'm addicted to the good life. Yes. Yeah, either way I follow, no need to say.
We rebuke it. Rebuke the haters.
I rebuke.
Shout out to all the PhDs celebrating Christmas by yourself.
I'm a PhD.
Shout out to all the dogs opening their Christmas presents with the PhDs. Time to do the memory upgrade on this system. Things are acting slow over here. I think I may have a coronavirus in the computer.
Nothing can stop me.
I'm a PhD. He's a PhD. You're a PhD. It's not fair. Get him, Woody. Shout out to all the Panda bears. Don't forget to sell them books. Panda book sale. Panda book sale. Panda book sale. Sell them books, Panda bears. Sell them courses. Make your money. I ain't mad at you for that. Just stop lying to people. Till next time. After the holiday, after Christmas, we will be back. Peace.